Hello. The topic of my video podcast is going to be social media and the effects that it has on mental health. First of all, I want to outline the positive aspects. Unfortunately, there is a lot more negative than positive. Um, but a first positive aspect that I want to highlight is that it connects people and breaking down the barriers that in the past people did come across, and that is the land barrier, that people in China could not interact with people in the United States. And that's a very important aspect that social media has allowed, is that connection between lands and the connection all over the world. Moving on to a second positive aspect is with the use of social media has been proven that shy individuals and people who are thought to be shy um, don't feel that way anymore, making them feel safer about themselves, and which might not be a positive aspect, but we can look at it as a positive aspect in that they may be more prone to extending their connections and being feeling more ingrained in their environment in society. Continuing on from the two positive aspects that I just highlighted, I'd like to outline the negative effects that social media has on mental status. Um, the first negative aspect that I'd like to highlight is the addictiveness that social media plays in our world, and that's taking away from a lot of other aspects that are healthier options than just sitting on a couch or sitting on your phone and looking at your friends' recent picture post. So in this aspect, it can be very addictive and very time consuming, therefore taking away from activities like running and other strenuous activities that can be very healthy options and healthier than just sitting on your phone and using your various forms of social media, in which all take up time to use them and to utilize them, therefore taking away from the time that you could be making a salad or could be running or doing other activities that could be healthier options. A second negative aspect that I would say is that a lot of times through social media, um, mentally we try to compare ourselves to others. There's a lot of social media accounts that portray, might not be false, but can be false as well, and they portray a very, maybe a lavish lifestyle or a lifestyle that somebody would want. So we compare our lives to that lifestyle in which we want, leading to very envious thoughts and depressive behaviors, because it's trying to reach a lifestyle or behavior that is out of reach, therefore leading to that letdown when that is not achieved that you want. A third aspect that I find that is very negative is that a lot of times without social media, when social media is taken away, it makes a person very anxious, very restless, especially when um, if you see somebody who's a very prominent user of social media and you take that away, or you take their phone away, they're practically helpless, they're practically useless, and that's a very big negative aspect in the way that social media is affecting that mental process, in that they're not able to function without it. A a fourth negative aspect is that it gives rise to cyberbullying, something that is only increasing. It's getting people to basically hide behind a computer, allowing very vicious, crude verbal behavior that I don't think would happen normally in person, and that is also very negative. Continuing on with the negative aspects of social media and its negative effects on mental status, is that it portrays a very glamorous and very influencing kind of manner on the behavior of not only kids but adults as well regarding drugs and alcohol. It makes the use of these drugs and alcohol, continuing on with the negative aspects of social media and its negative aspects on the mental status of not only kids and adults. It makes the use of drugs and alcohol look as something as cool or something that is okay, and and it's not. And it's something that not only has its effects on like on the cognitive side of a kid who is at the time is forming cognitively, but also on adults too, on their health in the future. It when they post pictures of certain stars using drugs or alcohol, and certain it also in the aspect of advertising for certain vodkas or certain alcohols, and as well as now with the recent legalization of marijuana, you see more and more accounts regarding pictures of drugs and pictures of illegal activity, which makes it look not as taboo and makes it look as if everyone is doing it and that it is okay. And that is a very bad picture to portray for somebody who is just growing up and believes that it is okay, which is not a good attitude at all to have, which is a very, very bad mental status, especially for our younger generations to have. A Another negative aspect would be that it gives rise to the fear of missing out, which also goes hand in hand with the last aspect of drug and alcohol use. People post pictures all the time of going to parties, and this kind of puts pressure on everyone else, which in high school is a time when you're trying to find yourself and trying to find the person that you are and trying to find that sense of identification in your life. And this is where you see a lot of times that people will pick up very bad behaviors in the use of drug and alcohol because they feel pressured to fit in. And with this posting of photos or videos or anything of that sort, it's it creates that phenomenon of the fear of missing out and making it seem like you're not fitting in with everyone else, and then you feel pressured to do things to fit in, which is all a result of social media because you would not see um, or think you're missing out if you do not see the videos that your friends were posting, or not even your friends, or just somebody else who is around you at the time influencing that. The last negative aspect that I'd like to highlight is in the form of multitasking. Um, Multitasking can be good and bad. In regards to social media and this video podcast, I mainly want to highlight the negative aspects. When we think of multitasking, we think of the constant switching from one task to another, and yes, it can be good in that you're getting things done relatively fast. You're getting a lot of things done. But as for in regards to information processing and productivity, um, you're not giving your brain enough time to think about just one thing. So therefore, when you're maybe studying, you're watching TV, you're on your phone, um, you can only do so many things at one time and focus on so many things at one time in order to process that. So it's also decreasing the amount of information that you're able to process. And not only that, the quality of the time that you're putting into studying is significantly decreased because the productivity of your studying is not good because your brain doesn't have enough time to think about that one subject. So those are some of the positive and negative aspects of social media in altering the mental status, not just in a bad way, but also in a good way as well. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.